Springtime is in full bloom here in Louisiana. The dogwoods are blooming finally, and which is really good because Easter's right around the corner. We like to take morning rides, check on everything. Sometimes donkeys get carrots, sometimes they don't. They'll let you know when they don't. What we do, it's something that we enjoy to do, is to get up together, especially when he's home, is to go look and check out the cows every morning, unless I'm busy with Clara Jane, or we'll go ride in the evening time. Animals have a lot of personality. You just sit back and watch and enjoy. Our pawpaw tree, might as well say patch now. It's a bunch of them over there. I found it last year. They taste like a mango. So I just call it our Louisiana mango. And that's our biggest tree. And we have to start warming the cattle, and you'll see us. We only have a few in there at a time because it's just my husband and I. And so we get them in there with a bale of hay, and we just warm a few at a time. And before it's over with, we have them all. Sometimes they cooperate, sometimes they don't. These did pretty smooth. But I just thought you might want to see the process. Here he is, we're shutting them up in the corral. Just gonna put them up in the loading chute. I'm gonna go behind them and I'm gonna walk them up. And we have a post that we'll put behind them to keep them from backing up. It works on the bigger cows. The calves, it doesn't matter, they can go under them. And we put the liquid warmer on top of them to keep it. It helps with flies too. We do a liquid warmer during the spring, and then we'll do an injectable during the winter fall months. Now you'll see this one cow, she is not wanting to go in that chute because she thinks she's going to get a shot. So I'm having to climb up on top of the loading chute and push her up. She's being contrary. Later in the day, we remember to bring the hot shot. We don't have this trouble. So it's rather comical. It's probably a good thing it's muted so you don't hear some of the stuff that comes out of our mouth with some of these cows that are being stubborn. This cow right here, most of the time she doesn't give us trouble. But she's always glad to get out of the chute. And so here she goes, taking off. She's out of there. And our sweet little Clara Jane, it was her first time to work the cows with us. She did so good. She wanted to keep going riding, but she did pretty good watching. She calls them her mrr. That's what she says. We look at the cows with her at least 4 or 5 times a day every time we keep her. This cow is getting an injectable warmer and the pour-on liquid warmer. She just got poor really quick, so sometimes in the springtime they get worms rather quickly, and you need to catch them before they get out of control. And now you see where the rest of them are, way across the creek. And now to slice the bacon that we showed you that we had cured earlier. We have this big meat slicer. My husband slices it. And you will see a knob down there on the right hand side that adjusts your settings on how thick. We don't like ours thick, and we don't like it thin. See the piece that he just threw over there? We use that for bacon seasoning. for like your peas and your squash, whatever. Use it for anything. Bacon makes everything taste better, don't it? Here's what we've gotten sliced, and we put it up in half-pound packages. And the pieces that aren't so pretty, like on the end pieces, I chop up rather small, and I put them in individual bags and seal them. And that way when I cook a pot of peas or a pan of string beans, or I just want to use it for seasoning on whatever, you can just easily just pop that out and just cook it up, and it's very easy. And that's actually what the bacon looks like sliced. You see how red it is? It's real good and smoked. And we put that, remember, half pound's what we use for 2 people. And then I always label my bags, that way I can keep up with the date. And I use my Sillamil. Easy. You'll see how I put it in there, and it's got a bunch of air. Watch as it sucks it out. Helps it to last a whole lot longer. Keeps it from getting freezer burnt. And there's what we've gotten done today. And I put these bacon packages in this little cardboard cloth box I got from the Dollar Tree. And that's how I store my bacon in my freezer, to keep it all organized. I know that box has my bacon. There's the seasoning packages. Now on to make some tomato gravy. Today we're going to be making tomato gravy to go over our biscuits. First thing I'm going to do is spray my cast iron pan with some spray, and then I'm going to put our frozen biscuits that we had made in a prior video into the pan. And then I'm going to get some of my bacon that we just sliced, and I'm going to put it in my cast iron skillet and get it to frying, because that's going to be my base of my tomato gravy. I was going to be doing this with a microphone recording, but I didn't turn my microphone on, and so therefore I'm doing a voiceover. So you're going to turn your fire on low with bacon and start getting it frying, and then I'm going to put my melted butter on top of my biscuits and coat them. And I'll put them to the side and just let them be thawing out. And in the meantime, I'm going to be chopping my garlic. I use 2 cloves of garlic. The Pampered Chef chopper's the way to go. And then I'm going to go ahead and prepare and get my can of homemade tomatoes that I canned. Open them up to get ready for the gravy. And my oven is preheating to 450 degrees for the biscuits. Keep an eye on your bacon, keeping it stirred or flip it, however you do it. You don't want it scorching. And just work on your bacon. That's all you're concerned about. You don't want to put your biscuits in right now, because then they'll get done before your gravy gets done, and then you don't want tomato gravy on cold biscuits. So when your bacon gets done frying, you just put it on a paper towel. And then I'm going to add my chopped garlic. I'm going to saute it for maybe a minute. Maybe not even that long. You don't want to burn it. Garlic burns really quick. Just keep it stirring. Next, I'm going to add a cup of my freeze-dried onions. I bought them in bulk and I freeze dried them. This is just a shortcut. I have my fire off at this point because I'm just wanting the onions, the freeze-dried onions, to soak up some of the moisture. And then I have actually sliced freeze-dried bell pepper, but I'm just going to break those up. I don't ever have an amount I'm going to use on those. I just go by color on the green bell pepper. And if some of the pieces are big, just break them up and just stir it until it's all together. Then you're going to turn your fire on to a low, and this is when I'm going to add my quart of homemade canned tomatoes. And when I can my tomatoes, they're in chunks, so I'm just going to take my spoon and kind of bust them up. And then I just stir it all together. You're going to let that cook until it thickens up and some of the water cooks down out of it. It just depends. But while it's cooking down, then I always add my biscuits to the oven, and then I cook them until they're kind of dry looking on top, and that's when I'll baste them for the second time. But in the meantime, you just have to, every once in a while, occasionally come in there and stir your tomato gravy, that way it doesn't burn. So now my biscuits are somewhat dry on top, which I did this in a prior video, so I'm going to baste them with butter for the second time. And then a trick I learned, if your tomato that you can or that you buy at the store is too acidy for you, add baking soda. I do 1/4 teaspoon for a quart of tomatoes. And you'll watch when you add it, it bubbles. What it is, it's cutting the acid in your tomato, so it's not as tart. That's what the foaming is it breaking down the acid. So my tomato gravy is done. I had the fire off. I'm going to take my biscuits out of the oven, and I'm going to baste them with butter for the last time. This is what my biscuits look like. They're pretty and golden. Hopefully y'all have tried making them. Easy. I'm just going to show you how we serve it up. You're going to get you a biscuit, and you're going to split it. Be careful, they're pretty hot. But we always split them open, face side up. You'll see the steam, they're good and hot. And then we're going to ladle our tomato gravy on top of our biscuits. I was going to crumble some bacon up in the gravy, but I totally forgot, so we just ate it all. This is a very easy meal, the frozen biscuits. Put you some bacon on the side. Hope you enjoy. Thank you.